From experience with these games, this game has a bit of a tough time because... How do I put it? I want to put it in a professional way. And I have only professional things to say. I'm just trying to think what I want to emphasize. The diversity in the content is lackluster, which means that a lot of times when we look at these kinds of strategies, we don't have enough to build off of without getting incredibly lucky. And you can say that a roguelike has that, but the depth of this game doesn't go far enough to warrant saying luck is part of all these games. You know what I mean? It feels like you just don't get enough. I've had OP runs on lower hazards, but you have to literally roll into each and every one of those, and it's one way of doing it, and it's usually by you got one element, you got one really good balanced overclock to buff all its damage. If I could say that about all 5 elements and that same overclock, that's not getting lucky. That's just literally like, you either have to get the strategy or you don't. You know what I mean? There are many strategies that just get trounced when you're on higher hazards because they just stop working when there's that many more dudes thrown at you. Piercing is oppressive because piercing just lets you win. That amount of AoE just lets you win, which overshadows everything else. Some of these weapons are just really good and some of them are just really bad. Yeah, fire does a percentage of damage. That's why, like, if we look at the different elements, I can't show elements. Where do I show elements? We don't have a compendium for some reason. That's another thing too, is no compendium. Oh, you have a rocket? Oh, you got the rocket launcher? Really?
Crystalline caverns. Here looking like a hot one today. I bet I can handle hazard 3.
We haven't played Driller yet today, right? Let's play Driller. What do we have to do here? Mine 1,000. Yeah, okay.
May as well do hazard 3.
What's this? Interrogator. Right. Gives access to fire and acid weapons. When mining, or less damage but more status effect damage. Yeah. Yeah, of all the statuses, fire's great percentage. Cryo is busted because you can CC things to death. Like, they have their own little internal cooldown where they can't be cool. Cooldown, if you will. But otherwise, you just control waves if you can freeze a bunch of things, especially with piercing-like weapons. Acid lowers defense. Plasma has its niche where it just makes certain weapons work better off the terrain. And electrical works better with a crit build. Which, and does AoE, which is nice. So, like, when you boil it down, and kinetic is just, I think it has extra pierce or something like that. When you boil it down, they're not that much different, right? The reason why cryo is OP is because of the CC. Lowering defense still doesn't matter when I kill it doesn't feel like I kill things that much faster. Fire is damage over time, so it's always going to be fine. Electrical just gives me actual interaction with my build. That's the only one that really interacts with my build, right? Other than, you know, fire rate and reload to get more chances to, or more times to freeze more things, right? It just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel, there's diversity, but there's just not enough in the game to make it matter. You know what I mean? The game lacks on-hit effects. The game lacks synergy. At this point, it's just find the most damage and go from there. But it has all the framework and all of the background to have that diversity. It just doesn't. That's why I said it's kind of like for. It's kind of for.
Time to show them why I'm the foreman.
What's it called?
It's Dreadnought time, miner.
4 demos
Find
in
the
one.
damn thing, destroy
in my
it.
mind. It needs more. Like, think about this, okay? I was thinking about what would I suggest, because I don't want to just be all talk and be like, game needs more. Because, you know, I'm the type of guy where, you know, I like my randos having a bunch of different stuff. Listen to this, okay? What if instead of the Dreadnought, we had different bosses at the end, right? We have the Dreadnought, but then we could have the different kinds of Dreadnought. The Arbalist and the lacerator. That'd be cool. We also have, like, the Corlock Weed, which would make you have to go around and kill its different spitting things. You could have Rival Presence as a boss, where you have the Caretaker kind of sit still, but then you have to go to different nodes and clean out the nodes like you would in DRG. For mini-bosses, instead of just being the Elite Mactera and stuff like that, we could have them become the different types of Mactera. So instead of just the... Because the Slasher and the Praetorian are the same. They do the exact same thing. So what if we had, okay... Instead of a Praetorian, what if it was like a different kind of, like one of 3 Praetorians? One that does the AoE radioactive thing around it. Call it acid damage. And then you could do the ice one, which would slow you where it would spit. And then you have the normal Praetorian, which just runs at you and breaks through terrain. They could do stuff like that. The Elite Mactera, the Trijaw, right? It fires at you while it's running at you, right? Like just give a little spit thing with it. Or give it a grabber where it speeds things up around it. Like there are many things that they could think about to pull off with all of the assets already built for them, right? It needs, yeah, exactly. Like it's in that Peglin phase. I hate using Peglin as that example. We're gonna start throwing Crab Champions in that thing, right? It's in the Crab Champions Peglin phase, where it just needs to have more and make it feel different. The difference with Crab Champions is Crab Champions, in my opinion, is going the right direction with the stuff that they're adding is actually diversifying the way you think about the runs, which is wonderful, right? And sometimes you don't need to do it, but Crab Champions wanted it and needed it a bit, and we'll take it, right? This game could do it. Very easily can do it. Ooh. If we're trying to win, this is not going to work, but we'll take Corrosive Sludge Pump. This does a lot of damage anyway. Yeah, side missions are nice in this, but again, 2 of them are collection and one's digging. There could be so many other ones we could do, right? Tritolite. Kill Tritolite-like units. Have to bring it back, right? They're just stationary units. Kill it. Bring it to the thing, right? Maybe you have, like carrying the explosives over. That way movement speed and all that stuff matters, right? Like the thing is, a lot of stats don't matter in this. Because they're just number go up because you can, not because they'll actually help you based on, like, you don't have to make decisions on an objective by objective based thing. You're just making decisions on what's always going to make it better. You know what I mean? That's what feels the weirdest about this game. And it's kind of unfortunate that a lot of people, or when I watched a lot of people, and from the general consensus that I'm seeing on Steam reviews and kind of in the Discord, a lot of people are happy with the game, and I am too. Like, the game is fun, don't get me wrong. But if you're trying to if I'm looking at what I need in my game, I need more, right? I actually need more because there isn't enough to begin with. I had this much fun in the demo. I'd like to have more fun than what I had in the demo. You know what I mean? Sounds weird to say, but, well, not really, but like, that's, again, bit of content that would be possible.
Now this is a rare treat.
Artifacts are very polarized, right? The eco ones are great, but then once you get to higher difficulties, you need to find good artifacts or you're dead.
This works.
Change damage to fire. Yes, actually. Yeah. I mean, that's just like, there's not a huge pool to it, but yeah, they are the same. You either get the eco from it, or you have ones that stand still, or you have ones that just give you, for some reason, incredible stats. For some really strange reason. They're very binary, is that the word? So, the game is very good. It's a good proof of concept. It shows a lot of promise. It just needs, and the progression system needs to be chilled out a little bit, because truly, you do not need all these tiny little stats, you know. Got it. Worth.
One looks best.
Reload speed. Yeah, that's a skip. I'm gonna take that.
Upgrade. That's a no-brainer. Oh, baby. This one makes me want to be a better dwarf. Give it to me.
Oh, there's even more to grab. Come on, come on.
Gotta move on, Miner.
There he goes, getting greedy again. Oh, jeez, you want to give me even more weapons that I'm gonna... We have fire damage. Yeah, let's go Krakatoa.
These as a kid.
Stage 1 complete.
Ooh, I thought I ran too much on an angle. I thought I bugged. Yeah, that is something that a few people were having a discussion about, is like, why can't we, it's a PvE game, why can't we grind up and become OP like most roguelikes do? Think about Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain doesn't care how strong you get, because at the end of the day, you'll still get one shot. This game could easily do that too, right? Even when I was playing the demo, I got up to level 99, and I would still get 2 or 3 shot if I didn't take enough armor and stuff like that. Stuff scaled. I don't mind the timing thing, but also it does seem sort of strange. Like, if we have enough time, let's put it this way, we have enough time to kill the boss, why not make us charge up a beacon? That way we choose when we leave, right? Are they afraid that we're gonna meta progress too quickly? Well, then there's an issue with the meta progression. If we're gonna move too quickly through the game, right? Yeah, I know. That's kind of the decision you have to make. And most times you're making a decision like that. A simple, in my opinion, a simple balance to it. What was that? The way that I would do it, or try it, because I'm not an expert, but you know, if I'm thinking how would I improve this,
Dibbity dibs.
what I would do
I rarely go for this one.
is the game gets stronger until you kill the boss. Once you've killed the boss, no more enemies spawn. You can go finish off the rest of the enemies. You can go mine it out. Then you hit the drop pod. What would be the problem with that? You're still capped on having to clear everything else. You're still capped on the total number of enemies, so you don't just keep getting mobs. And then you can go finish off whatever you were trying to do and get a maximum villager thing through the map, right? Or leave where mobs keep spawning, and whatever difficulty they were at, you still have to scale it. But at least let us deal with that, right? Because it will eventually force you out, and that's fine too. There's a couple ways they can look at it.
Like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
I mean, I think the costs are perfectly fine right now. Anyways, I don't think like I'm getting OP from the shop either, right? Oh my god. Not with these two. I think we're just gonna go again the better overclock. It's just good. There's no trade up. It balanced overclocks, for those who don't know, in DRG were kind of like they're balanced. They gave you an upside and usually a downside, right? In this one, some of them are just giving upsides. They're just all ups. Like gas rerouting is just an upside. More reload, more fire rate, or more damage, whatever it is. That's not a balanced overclock. Yes, it doesn't give as much stats as an unstable one, but like, it doesn't matter because you're getting 2 balanced overclocks anyway. So as long as I have enough to work off one, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, drop some turrets here to get myself out of this. Again, lack of decision making, lack of need to make a decision because I'm just strong. And sometimes that happens in roguelikes. That's just how it is. But also, like, it almost happens too much in this with how strong I can get.
The drop point is too rocky, so please clear it out.
I'm gonna go
Just for now, I need to move a little quicker. And like I said, I'm not worried about the content. I know they'll add the content. They'll definitely add more content. There's a lot of content they can add. There's a lot of side objectives they could do. As long as they make them a little bit more different than collect or... like, collect or mine out, right? It's all collectathons. If you're gonna make collectathons, at least make them do something slightly different. Make the fossil where I actually have to stay on it a little bit longer. Or just something small to work within the same parameters of what the game's been working with already. You know what I mean? Well, I think we're taking
No
nitrogenic
CDs
powder.
every day.
Just for a free 38% crit chance or 34% crit chance. Yeah, kill X number of mobs, right? Like, some of the stat ones might be more difficult, but you could do that, right? Like, it's all doable. Ooh, what level am I on? Level 2? Yeah, that's pretty good.
That legendary.
That's good XP. Yeah, there are many things they can do, and I hope they listen. I would trust that with the oh, that was too greedy. Shit. Yeah, the stat ones in particular, yeah. But like honestly, they're with a good community, with a company that cares. I hope that they would get the funding and the ideas and the feedback and take it, right? I'm not just gonna assume because it has a popular name in the brand and all that stuff that it's going to be like every game they make is spectacular. But I trust always in devs that they will listen and that, you know, if people have good ideas, or at least what we think are good ideas, we actually see them implemented and it changes the way that we. Ah, shit. Ah, boobs. Oh, I gotta burn. I gotta burn. I gotta kill. I can't believe I dodged.
You're really pissing off the bugs.
Yeah, luck right now is kind of weird. Luck is just, if anything, luck is a double-edged sword. Oh, he was hidden. I didn't see him. Damn.
I love them.
But luck is weird because the strange thing about luck is it's always active, which means everything is always more expensive if you don't find it outside of the shop, right? So if anything, it makes it where you have to farm even more resources to be better in the shop on average, which then also means you have to stay on the map for longer, but the game doesn't give you longer, and you don't get better rewards as you go to higher difficulties to pay for that offset. So if anything, getting luck kind of is good outside of the shop, but inside the shop, it kind of blows. It's a weird trade-off that they want you to have with it. At least in my opinion. What do I need here? 50? I can't afford it now. It's 5K. Jesus Christ. Well, that got expensive real quick. Damn. Okay. What do we got here?
It's always looking like a hot one today. Hollow bow again.
I'm too focused on trying to...
Lava.
Not
May as
bad.
well do has.
Go with Interrogator.
There are no obstacles.
It's
Only
dreadnought
We unfortunately
time,
didn't get a
Rainer.
good start
Find
weapon.
that
We didn't get a
thing
good
and
secondary
destroy it.
weapon with that. Subata just didn't get there. Gotta burn for it. Yep. The other nice thing too about interrogation is we can easily offset this negative 30% damage. It's at -8. I don't know how they do percentages in this game, but it's very unclear with how it affects our damage. I like to see how it does.
Your own fault for being full
Just
of.
have no idea what it calculates when it does these percentages. Because it's not just direct 10% up, right?
I'm gonna go with this.
Oh yeah. Roasty. That was another very valid complaint. Please, for God's sake, speed up these spinning things. They're terribly slow.
This is it.
They're so slow. Okay. Yeah. Overall, very good game. It's got potential. They just need to execute on the potential, or it will be a flop. And a lot of people being, I think the angst and the not angst, but I think the sort of, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, is kind of the feeling that people are going through with this game right now,
Just what I need.
which is warranted, I think. Like I said,
The
4
surface
demos
is
in
too
one.
packed for the supply pods.
I would have much
Please
rather
clear it.
seen this take a little bit longer than, oh god, I haven't upgraded any of this crap. Take the cooker. The cooker's good. Look at that
Like the
cooker
sound
go.
of that.
But again, we don't know what goes on in the background with releases and stuff like that. We can only speculate, and speculation gets us absolutely nowhere.
Sure. Why not?
we have what we have. Feel free to enjoy it. I am definitely enjoying it. Am I going to obsess over the meta progression? I'll let it come as it comes. I do want to finish all of these because I don't like seeing objectives being failed. But again, it doesn't feel fun enough for me to want to play and try and, like, get the like, if I have to get the burst rifle, I'd rather just get it done. You know what I mean?
Heads up.
It's going to hurt. I'm going to take this first. Even though the crit chance was there. Critting with a flamethrower, not necessary. Oh, shit. They went boom.
Need it.
What we got? Damage and reload. Speed. One more beam, huh? Yeah, you have. Yeah. That's about the point that I hit. And then people could say, well, what about vampire survivors? And what about Brotato? And what about soulstone survivors and all? It's like, well, they do have, some of them have meta progression, some don't. But at the end of the day, that's how much variety it has, where you can go back and just run on a terrain that you don't have to even manipulate. You run around the same figure 8, and somehow that will still hit more fun than what this is at the moment.
Clock this, bugs.
Because it just has more. It actually has stuff, it has content in it, right? I think as a DRG fan, it hurts kind of even more for me that I know the stuff that they could add. Maybe it's not feasible, but I feel like they could try and do it, right? It's one of those, like, what ifs. Which excites